Conclusion. With this paper, we have introduced some of the history of models with endogenous policy credibility and explained its intuition using multiple historical examples across different countries and described its main behavioral equations. ENDOCRED represents a class of semi-structural macroeconomic models that serve the purpose of exploring scenarios with important nonlinearities that policymakers should be concerned about. Since central bank credibility encompasses much more than what exists in a model, we discuss the design of monetary policy frameworks where credibility and uncertainty take center stage and embodies the risk management approach to monetary policy as famously espoused by Alan Greenspan. Monetary policy frameworks only truly get tested when faced with large shocks, especially nasty stagflationary shocks exemplified by the pandemic and post-pandemic era inflation surge. Monetary policy frameworks must evolve to meet these challenges, which can colloquially be referred to as the dark corners of monetary policy. The FPS Mark II framework seeks to achieve this by building on the successes of FPS Mark I's, but incorporating more avenues for uncertainty analysis that preserve central bank credibility. To illustrate FPS Mark II, we conduct a simple forecast exercise using ENDOCRED to prepare US-centric scenarios we believe are pertinent for risk management today. The scenarios also pose risk for small open economy central banks vulnerable to developments in the US, and where credibility could feature as a reason for why some central banks will achieve macroeconomic stability more easily than others. As the global economic environment continues to evolve, the insights from ENDOCRED are increasingly relevant. Policymakers must remain vigilant against the risks of delayed responses, complacency in addressing credibility, and inadequate preparation for non-linear economic shocks. This paper concludes that the integration of credibility into monetary policy frameworks is not merely an academic exercise but a practical necessity.